Talent can open up doors, but it's discipline, mentorship, and purpose that keeps them open. Some artists chase the spotlight, and then there are those who build something bigger than themselves. Tonight's guest has lived that journey from beginning, discovered by a legend, to performing on global stages, and now creating opportunities for the next generation. This is about music, but it's also about impact, growth, and what it means to turn your gift into something that changes lives. Let's get into it. Smoke and Ice begins now.
Smoke and ice, twice as nice. I'm your vice. Smoke and ice.
Welcome to Smoke and Ice with Kelly Allen. This is the podcast where you're not only informed, but entertained. Sit back, relax, and remember, where there's smoke, there's fire, and you can't chill without ice. Now, here's your host, Kelly Allen.
Smoke and ice.
You have entered another episode of Smoke and Ice, where smoke meets sophistication and ice meets intensity.
I'm Kelly Allen, and as always, I'm bringing you a real conversation with real impact. Tonight's guest is a part of a Grammy Award-winning group, vocalist, songwriter, producer, and mentor whose journey spans decades in the music industry. Born in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, he's discovered music early, developing his talents through church, mastering drums, piano, and vocals. His career took a major turn when he was discovered by legendary producer Teddy Riley, who brought him into the iconic R&B group Blackstreet, launching him into the global stage, touring across the US, Japan, London, and Australia. From there, he expanded into songwriting, working with artists like Keith Sweat and Slim of 112, while continuing to evolve as a performer and creative force. Today, he's the lead vocalist of Guy 2.0, carrying forward the legacy of New Jack Swing, while also building his own platform as the founder of Starglow Music and EQ Studios, developing artists and shaping the next generation. Beyond music, he's deeply involved in youth mentorship, mental wellness initiatives, and creating real opportunities for emerging talent. So tonight, we're talking about music, mentorship, legacy, and purpose. Please help me welcome to Smoke and Ice, J-Stylz. Welcome. Welcome. That was a lot, but I love giving flowers where flowers are due. I do.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me on the show. So yeah.
I appreciate you being here. And I also see that I appreciate you having one of my favorites back there, that Woodford Reserve.
I heard you guys sip, so I had to sip. So yeah.
So what did you say when I told you Woodford was a good one for you?
Well, first you sent me the picture of what was it?
Rebel.
Rebel. So I asked because I drink, but I don't drink. Like, put it this way, I drink, but I drink like literally the typical Hennessy, Cavassier. Like that's it.
Okay.
So when I went there, I was like, I drink, but I don't really know. So they said some bourbon, and then I went over there. They said, well, this, that, and then you sent me the picture, Rebel, and they said, oh, she trying to get you drunk. Oh, you gonna be spilling the guts on a podcast. You're gonna be saying some stuff that you ain't never said. I was like, oh, really, like that? He said, yeah. I was like, I said, but I'm gonna mix it anyway. So, but they had the Rebel, the big bottle.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got a little secret. So
you told me to get this, so I got this.
Yes, because that is one of my go-to. Is smooth, and I think you'll like it. I hope you're enjoying it because I see you're sipping now.
To be quite honest, I've never had Rebel. So tonight is my first.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Having it because, a part of the show, we do a new bourbon, a new cigar every week to try and just see what pairs right and to give my honest opinion on what I like and what I don't like. So
we'll see. So far, it's okay. But if midway I'm like, I start slurring a little.
Wait, say it again. Look, Slur. Yo, I should buy you a T-shirt called Slur.
Oh my goodness. So we'll pass all of that because I'm not going to slur, I promise. But we want to get into the early life and the foundations. Let's start with the beginning. What was it like growing up? First of all, you were born in Chattanooga. You moved to Charlotte. How did that affect you in music becoming a part of your life? You know, we talked about church, and so I know that was a part of it.
Well, I was only in Chattanooga, Tennessee shout out to Chattanooga, Tennessee, both sides of my family as well. My mom and dad went to high school together and all that. But literally, I was only there for like 11 months. I was born there and stayed there 11 months. My parents sold the house. We moved to Columbus, Ohio. And then I moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee. I just don't really talk about Ohio because I really don't remember. The only thing I really remember about Ohio was the stories that they told me that my mom would set pots and pans on the kitchen floor, and I would just bang on them, and they heard rhythm. It wasn't a regular baby rhythm like dang 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 dang. It was ding the gang dang bang gang dang dang the gang dang the gang dang. And then the other story is my sister Yolanda, who passed away when I was 18, but she was the singer, but she would take piano lessons. She was taking piano lessons, and for about an hour and a half, and I'm in my room playing whatever I'm playing with my little G.I. Joe or He-Man or whatever. And she would, the teacher would leave, and I would go to the piano and play exactly what my sister was, working on playing, without me having a lesson. And it was just like, my parents just started paying attention, like, wow, there might be something there. And of course, now that I vocal train and artist develop and mentoring kids, I tell the parents just to pay attention, make it available and pay attention to them. Like my 5-year-old now will literally, she'll join in if she hears me talking to somebody about vibrato and put this in, and she said, yeah, baby, shake it. So she knows. Yeah.
So what do you do with, because we're talking about paying attention, and I paid attention to my daughter, and I knew she had some talents, some that she just won't touch because she doesn't want to, and I won't force her. But I knew, when she was younger that piano would be her thing. And it wasn't until she got older that she was like, I want to play piano. And I was like, wait, no. Because when I tried to put you in lessons, you fought me tooth and nail. You didn't want to do it. So like, how do you help your parents? Most of them that are there, the kids kind of want to do it, but you have those parents that are forcing the kids to do it as well, as we do with many other things. So how do you handle that?
Okay, so I don't force my daughter, but I make it almost like a game. And so, of course, my situation is a little different. So I'll show her, like, there's so many clips that my wife will send me on the regular of my daughter doing the same spins that I do on stage.
Nice.
So stuff like that. She'll get on the mic. We bought her a microphone, and if we're at home watching church, online church, she's standing up with the praise team with the microphone, and she can't play the guitar, but she has the guitar in her hand, and we're just making it available. Because when I was young, like I said, I woke up one morning, 10 years old, and there was 3 keyboards in the corner, drum set in the corner, and a big old speaker with microphones. Well, my mom actually sung in a semi-pro gospel group, and I was the 10-year-old drummer for the gospel group. They were like some amazing singers. I was getting like $50 a month or whatever. And shoot, I'm 10 years old, $50 a month. Okay, shoot, whatever. But I really definitely did not know what singing was. I wasn't allowed to listen to R&B, only gospel. But my dad, when I was real young, like in my 3 to 5 years old, my mom and dad actually sung in a group together. Our gospel, a little praise and worship group or whatever. Just a little, everybody in the group were actually their friends, and they were like married couples. So it was like a couples thing, and they started singing.
Right.
But it was so awesome that now that I think about it, my mom and dad sung around the house on the regular. So me and my wife talk about garbage in, garbage out. Well, music was in. It was no doubt the music was going to come out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like I
Yeah.
said, make it available and push where it's hard because I talk to my wife about that. Like you get the Michael Jackson, the Joe Jackson who pushed super hard, and here's a superstar, Michael Jackson.
Right.
You get Matthew Knowles who pushed kind of hard. I know you ain't going swimming today because you got to sing. No. And you got Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get the Venus and Serena, and they push, and look at you feel me?
Right.
So maybe there is a level of, hey, I know you don't like this push, but I see so much greatness. Same thing what God does to us. I see so much greatness in you. I think you need my foot in your back just a little bit.
Right.
So that's what I say to parents. Like if you see it there, like
Then
for
push.
real, yeah. Now
Then
don't
push.
make them miserable because they
Right.
could possibly like resent it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I almost resented gospel.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, They I couldn't listen to anything. And we'll get to that story. We get to
Yeah. No, and we're going there. We're going there because you had a foundation at home, but church also was important in the environment and shaping you as a musician. So when did you realize, with all of that exposure from home, from that, and even though it was all one genre of music, when did you realize that it wasn't just passion, but it was purpose?
I think the very first time, and I've never said this on any interview. I've told this story to people, but I've never said this. My dad was and still is my hero. I'm a junior, Sherman Tisdale Jr. That's where the J come from. And that's my hero. Sherman Tisdale Sr. is my hero. And he knew that he was my hero. So his words and his fire behind me was my drive. My mom was the real singer, but my dad was my drive on, hey, I bought you this. You said, like, hey, you're pretty good at this. You need to do this. So 10 years old, we're at church and the piano player gets sick and she has to leave. Well, guess who knows the song? I do. But I'm scared. I'm petrified. I'm not going up there. No. So my dad said, going up there. And I said, no. And he said, forget it then. And oh, that just hurt me. Oh, I disappointed my dad, my hero. So I get up there and I played a little song. My head is like, you might as well say my nose was touching the keys because I didn't want to look at nobody. I was scared. I finally looked up, my tears started falling and everybody was praising God. They said, oh, he in the spirit. No, I wasn't. I was petrified. I was scared. Okay. But that was the first launch of like, wait a minute, they love it. Right. And of course, there's a drum situation that happens, same type of way that, and so that's why I say it's a thin line between pushing, like, if you know it's there with your kids, if you know it's there, then for real, apply that low pressure because they might not know it's there. Yeah, she's gonna kill me right now. When she sees it, she's like, "Ma, why you put me out there like that?" She's actually a freshman right now at UNC Charlotte. So, but she actually started teaching herself, and she would call me into the room and mommy, here, listen to the song I learned. And she's so funny. That's what I was doing. I wasn't taking piano lessons. I was doing that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I love that. But she was putting little sticky notes on there for the notes of the keys. So she knew what keys were what, and everything. And I was like, I love it. You know what I mean? So I just let her do her thing, and grow. And she's such a talent. But anyway, I just want to know how, because I know there are other parents out there that have children that have talent. But how do you go? And it doesn't have to be music. It could be anything. But how do you go about pushing them without pushing them over the edge where they resent it or they don't want to do it, and things like that. So I'm glad you explained it and just make it a game. Right. So my wife, of course, doesn't sing. She doesn't do anything musically. Shout out to her. She comes from a golf family and she's massage therapist, all of that. She's amazing. Nice. But I tell her to play music. My daughter she's 5 years old, but she loves video games. and there are songs on the video games.
Mm-hmm.
So she hears her singing the song. I said, trust me, sweetheart, it's there. I said, babe, it's there. She loves it. She doesn't know how to love it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as I said, my oldest daughter's, shout out to Kayla Simone, who's been on tour for 2 years on Broadway, singing, dancing, and acting. But she had a lot of pressure because her mother sings. And so she confessed to me that there was a lot of pressure when the dad sings, the mom sings, and the dad sings the way he is in his career. And she felt like she had to live up to her my expectations, her mom expectations as well. So that sometimes can, when the daughter hears mom sing, okay, well, wait, hold on. What about, okay, my voice, but it becomes like I tell my wife, I said, just play the music for her, watch her, let her do her own thing, let her choose to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes real fun. Now, again, if there's nothing done at all, I'm not saying don't push, but they also have to want it.
Right. Because if not, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna go anywhere. Right.
Yeah. So fast forward on my end on where when you asked me, when did I see that this was my passion? Oh, wait a minute, this might be my calling, or this is what I was created for. Mm-hmm. 9th grade year. And I've told this story a couple of times. 9th grade year, as you heard my background, playing the piano in church. My mom was the piano choir director for the kids choir, so I played the piano for them. I was the drummer for the adult choir, and I was made to sing for the youth choir. I didn't really care for singing because I thought I was just okay. I could just hold a note. I didn't really like it. Jesus. Hurry up. Anyways, so again, I played the keys so I could harmonize. I could even find the harmony. I could even teach you the harmonies. I got it. So 9th grade, I'm putting my drumsticks up from band class, and I'm humming. And this guy, I think his name, something Alexander, but he was like, "Hey, bro, you sing?" I was like,
No.
I don't know. I guess. He said, "Yo, man, one of the dudes in my group just got sent to juvie. He had a big old fight. You remember that fight?" I said, "Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah." So he got sent to juvie. We got a talent show in a week and a half. We're missing a guy. And you think you can do it? I was like, "Bro, my parents don't let me listen to R&B, bro." He said, "No, it's How Do I Say Goodbye to Yesterday by Boyz II Men." I said, "Okay. They not gonna let me stay after school for no singing."
Right.
And then I said, wait a minute. My dad got laid. Here's how God works. My dad got laid off of a job. He's been working at the school he's here now as a custodian. Yeah, I can stay after school. Mm-hmm. Stayed at the school. Of course, this tells you how old I am. I got this cassette and we had a first practice. I took it home and I listened to it. I was like, ooh, what we were doing is harmonizing, but it wasn't exactly the way they did it. So I went on the keys, found the notes. I said, okay, there it is. I said, but I'm the new guy. How am I going to tell them that they're singing it wrong? So, okay. And it's crazy because God has a reason. If you pay attention, I always tell people that I mentor, if you pay attention to where you are now, God is preparing you for your next level of your life. And it could be 10 years from now, 5 years out, but you have to pay attention where you are right now and live in it, walk in it.
Right.
So anyways, I develop a whole way and a program on or whatever approach. How could I approach them? I say, oh man, I like it. Hey, try this note, try that note. It was like, oh, yo, that's crazy. So that's crazy. Gotta see it. Oh no, we sound just like them. So we go to the bathroom and we're washing our hands, and the lead singer does this. Bear in mind, like I told you, I played the drums for my mom's semi-little gospel group who like toured the South Carolina, North Carolina, like every week. I was the little 10-year-old drummer, just all that. But I never paid attention to how amazing that their singers were. I didn't know what a run was. I didn't know what a riff was. I didn't care about what a vocal, nothing. Give me my little $50, I'm good.
Right.
But I heard this dude when we were washing our hands. Be my sunshine after the rain. I was like, oh my God. Oh my, I gotta do that. Forget girlfriends, forget being a Dallas Cowboy football player. No, I gotta do that. Oh my God. So again, we did the talent show. We killed it. We only came, one of the guys cracked his voice, the lead singer cracked, his voice cracked. We wound up getting second place.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, again, that was my first experience. We beat like 23 other people. So I was excited. Like, I ain't never done that like that in my life. This is my first time singing. So, but after that, like I left everything. My parents would tell you. So here's the story about that. I would have headphones on and I would record everything off the radio. Any and everything off the radio. And watch this. I wasn't allowed to sing the lyrics because they were R&B. If they heard what I was singing, then I would get in trouble. So I would, but I was still working on my voice.
Right.
And my parents said I sung to the time I got home from school, to the time they threatened to whoop me to go to sleep and shut up and go to sleep. Like I sung all the time. So yeah, that's where I knew, this is got to be what I need to do for the rest of my life.
That part. And it sounds like it was that riff that just set you off on a whole different trajectory in life.
I never knew a voice could do that because I was only allowed to listen to gospel, and I felt all they did was scream. And
listen, and now you get a lot of the running, up and down the scale. But back then it wasn't that much. And it was a lot more the harder singing, that guttural sound.
Guess who did that? Wanye from Boys II Men. If you watch any of my clips of me, when you see my head going,
right,
that's what the lead singer of my group did.
Okay.
In the bathroom. His hair was going, and that's what I mimicked.
Right.
That was not beginning. So Dave Hollister, one day, he saw me sing. He said, man, dude, won't you stop that hand? I'm going to tell Wanye to come. Y'all head going to be just like, y'all.
But he was right. But Wanye was one of the first ones to go up and down that scale, all of it. And I tell anybody, if you want to know how to run, you need to know your scales.
Absolutely.
But so you were discovered by Teddy Riley. What was that moment like for you?
Oh man, so let's see. I got laid off from a job called what was it? Duke Power back then. It's Duke Energy now, but Duke Power.
Yeah.
And my gospel manager actually got me the job. I got laid off because they just cutting people, and I was one of the new hires. So I was mad, a little depressed. Went to a keyboard place, and I was playing some keyboard. I was on the Kurzweil. I remember like it was nothing. And a guy came up to me. I didn't speak to nobody. A guy came up to me. He said, "Oh man, I like that keyboard." And that's why I asked him, "Did you do music?" Shout out to Tim Murdoch. He said, "Yeah, I do music." A little bit, such and such. I know this guy named Harvey Austin. He used to be Teddy Riley manager. So, okay. So, wow. I think this was 1999, I think. Yeah, it was 1999. So, I said, man, I'm in a gospel group, such and such. I wouldn't let him hear it. So I went to rehearsal and I called my manager and we called Harvey Brooks and we sung for him. Back then, me and my gospel group, Sooth and Touch, we called ourselves, our style, R&G. R&B.
Rhythm and gospel.
Yeah, right. So R&G, rhythm and gospel.
Right.
Because if you took out the lyrics and just hummed what we did or just listened to the music, it sound like R&B. Because we were young. We were 19, 20 years old. Like, we didn't want to hear the, no, we ain't, but no. We wanted to say, I just want to Lord, just come and break my heart. So we wanted to do that.
Right.
So, we sung for him, and Harvey Austin was blown away. He said, I just don't know what to do with you guys. I don't know nothing about gospel. Let me know when y'all want to do R&B. We was so freaking heartbroken. It was like, oh, man. Fast forward a year later, I think it was 2000. Yeah, I know it was 2000, but I don't know how early in 2000. I moved back home and I was about to go to Barber College. And my dad said, somebody named Tim Murdoch called you. I was like, Tim Murdoch. Oh, that's the dude who know Harvey Austin, who know Teddy Riley. Oh, hey, I heard you got the gospel group. Do you want Teddy's put in a new group together? It's not Blackstreet. It's something brand new. Would you like to try? I said, nah, man, I don't sing R&B. I'm all about the Lord. I don't da. Excuse me. And he was like, okay, well, just let me know. You got my number now. Let me know. 2 days go by. I said, I'll do some inspirational.
Right.
some love songs. So I go up there, and at that time, I was really in my word of God. I was really, really devoted to God. So I really didn't even know any up-to-date R&B songs. So I actually sung some of my R&G songs for audition. He stopped Black from Basic Black, old group that used to be signed to Teddy years ago, was one of the guys to approve whoever was auditioning. It's me and two other guys. Ed Brown, E.D. Brown, an artist I was still working with now. He auditioned as well. He wasn't gonna make it because he like 6'2". Everybody in Blackstreet, ain't nobody in Blackstreet 6'2". Right. So I sung a piece of the record, and he was like, "No, you it, mother effer, you it. Oh my God, you it." And make a long story short, I went to audition for Ted. My name was Stallion at that time.
Stallion, okay.
Yeah, so shout out to Steve Mayfield. He did my demo along with Fred, my best friend Fred. And because I told him, I said, I audition, but I got another dude the same with me. If he put a new group together, my bro Fred, he's it. So we put all these songs together because we had no R&B songs. So he said, go get some R&B songs. So when we get in front of Teddy, we don't have to sing, we just play the records. So, okay, boom. We drove all the way from Raleigh to Virginia Beach, and we played the records, and we had the two other guys. He was like, okay, this is the group. Oh, he had two other guys, and I had my boy, and he was like, yo, this is going to be the Final Four. No Blackstreet, no guys. It's going to be called, we're going to probably name it the Final Four. I said, okay, well, whatever. So next thing you know, he gets a call from Michael Jackson. Oh, before he gets the call from Michael Jackson, he plays a record that he did for Tyrese. And I don't know, I just lost it. I started singing on top of the record, Tyrese. And Teddy elbowed his boy, like, pointing at, look at this dude, man. Look at this dude, like, okay. And I'm just going in. I got my eyes closed going in. So anyways, make a long story short, we go back. He tells us, go give your jobs,
2-week notice.
2-week notice.
2-week notice.
And we did, and I'm happy. We told everybody. This is why I tell everybody. I always tell people, when you get a situation, keep your mouth closed until the ink is there.
Right. Yeah.
Just know I didn't get in the group until 2004. So that was 2000. Keep your mouth shut. I told everybody, I'm so excited. Next thing you know, within the month, Harvey Austin dies. That's the guy who took us to Teddy. That's the guy who was actually our manager at that time. That was Teddy Riley's manager back in the day.
Right.
After Gene Griffith. So we had no way to get in touch with Teddy. There was no Google. I don't even think Google was out. There was no
the Facebook.
There was no MySpace. There wasn't even no MySpace at that time.
Was it? Wait, was it? No, right. There was no MySpace. Right.
There was nothing. 2000. There was nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
And so we're just like, dang. Oh my gosh, what do we do? And fast forward, I go to New York. I'm signed to a label. 2000. Teddy got the call from Michael Jackson. And and Harvey Alston dies. We have no contact to get with Teddy. Fast forward, I'm in New York, and I'm with the label with Steve Mayfield, Leo Menza, and Papi Chulo. That group dissolves. Now I'm by myself, and with this label, I'm in New York completely by myself. That's a whole long story. I wound up leaving that label and rocking with Fendi, Big Fendi. I don't know if you guys, he's manager of Fabulous, does a lot of big parties or whatever. Anyways, he had a production company called Dirty Money. Before Diddy had that Dirty Money, but it was Fendi's company. Nicki Minaj was on the label. On the production company. She was signed to him. Gravy, which is Jamal, the guy who played Biggie Smalls. Red Cafe, and I was the only R&B guy, J-Stylz, whatever. But Fendi had no clue what to do with an R&B singer at that time. Now he's got it, but at that time he didn't have anything. My demos was horrible. Horrible. This is before I was an engineer, so I didn't know how to record me. I was relying on people. Listen, respect to all I know they're probably better now, but my demos were so bad in meetings I had to just sing on top of it. It was horrible. It was horrible. But I left, came back to Charlotte, and I literally, shout out to my homie Brian Capel. I'm singing for his mother's wedding, and I get a call. Bear in mind, now this is 2004. I get a call from Kenny Quiller, and he says, "Hey, I know you don't know me, but this is Kenny Quiller." I said, "Yeah, man, I heard you. Yeah, used to manage Both Ends. They sung on Aaliyah's album. One of the members used to go to high school with me." Yeah. He said, "Well, Eddie's putting he's looking for a replacement for one of the members of Blackstreet." I'm definitely not gonna say who, but
right.
I said, he said, "What are you doing now?" I said, "Bro, I can't even believe I answered the phone. I got like 5 minutes before this wedding. I gotta sing it." He said, "Can you run in the bathroom?" Because Teddy, I told Ted that I got a replacement for him, and he's looking for Sherman Tisdale. And I told him, "I got J-Stylz for you. It's the same dude." "Nah, man, I need sure. It's the same dude. His name was Stallion." And you told him, "Nah, I'm going to name you Styles. I'm not calling a grown man Stallion." So I had to run in the bathroom, sing a Blackstreet record, and the rest is his. The next week I was in Virginia Beach.
Wow, that's amazing. And I love that story. So what did you learn being under Teddy's mentorship, and that you still carry today with you? Because you're still you're still working with them. So what do you carry?
Shoot, perfection, definitely. And perfection takes time. I learned some hard knocks. He was my biggest push when it comes to, he always told me I wasn't doing enough on stage. Always. And of course, one day I got mad and I say, hey bro, a good coach also claps for me when I do good too. And then the next show he told me I did a good job. But his push was like literally the reason why I am the most active on stage now.
Right. And you know what? It comes off hard to us, right? Because when we hear it, it's like, well, is all that you see is a negative? You don't see anything good about what I'm doing. But what they're doing is making you not letting you level your expectation of yourself, but always carry it to the next level, because that energy makes the crowd also feel that energy, and then they're more into it. So I get it, but you're right. Mentors clap for you too. I like that.
Right. And I told him that I let him know on the regular basis that I appreciate being a part of his journey. Sometimes when you're with someone, you forget how valuable they are, and what they've done. Especially reading his new book, Remember the Times, just bugged me out. His beginning on to where he is now. And of course, I'm a part of his journey and still with him now. that it's just like, wow, the work that he put in. And this is the reason why you went in my mentorship to kids who are either producers or inspiring writers or artists. I tell them the work ethic has to be there. Like I know I don't even practice the way I used to practice, but literally my whole, like my dad used to work for US Air. Of course, I think it was taken by American Airlines now?
American, yeah.
But yeah, so it was US Air back then when my dad worked at. And I could have flown free every week or anytime I wanted to. I was so infatuated with, hey, I have to practice my gospel. We got a show this weekend. I never flew. I never used a ticket at all. My dad used to be so mad. You ain't gonna do nothing. Dad, we got a show. That matter of fact, I remember one time I was so dedicated to my group that he told me not to drive a car that he co-signed with me. Do not drive that in that snow. Do not. You're inexperienced. Do not drive. I think I was 19 years old. Do not drive. I drove that. I was going sideways in the snow, and I made it to practice.
He slid on into practice.
But when I say, and I'm so hard on when artists come in here on about practice, like unless you're phenomenal, like Iverson. Shout out to Iverson, Allen Iverson, when he said practice. And if you're that good that you don't need to practice like that, we talk about practice. But if you there's some artists that really, really, really need to practice. And I feel like I am a firm believer of where if I played some old tapes or old CDs where I came from to where I am now, you'd be like, oh my gosh. Not that I was bad, but you hear so much of the growth.
The growth.
You're like, oh yeah, he worked. Oh wow, he worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I tell artists now today's there's too much competition to be okay. Okay ain't good enough. Oh, good enough ain't good enough.
Because there's so many people out there doing it now. So you have to not only create your own unique style, but you have to also be good at what it is that you do. Because there's someone that's going to come up behind you and surpass you. So if you're not keeping up, then now you're trying to play catch up. So why play catch up? Just hone your craft, practice your craft, and then give the best that you have. So that's always the best thing. But listen, so we talked about your vocalist, your producer, your musician. Like, how do you define your sound today?
Oh man, it's just I wouldn't say it's just one sound. Of course it's a very heavy influence by Teddy, the swing. I lived with him for 2.5 years, and I developed, of course, the swing. I played him the record the other day. Shout out to my business partner, Big Bronze, Mario Park Media. We did a vocal competition here in Charlotte, North Carolina called Turn My Mic On. And shout out to Raven, the songbird, the winner. I just sent Teddy her record to listen to my mix and master, and he actually loved it. He said just a little minor adjustment. He said, but bro, it's wow. And of course that's enough for me. Like my bro, like yeah. Again, I tell people he has a Grammy in mixing and mastering, and it's not just as an artist he has that, or as just. I told him the other day. I said, bro, you are my Michael Jackson. I said, you know how you talk about Michael Jackson? I said, you are my Michael Jackson, bro. And I almost had a chance to work with Michael too as well.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have set it off right there.
Yeah.
That would have set it off. Yeah.
Yeah. But everything lines up and it happens for a reason. So it's not that you weren't worthy of it. It just was, your life was taking you in a different direction, and you're still going there. And there are going to be some other people that you work with that people are going to be like, wow, oh my gosh. Before we continue this amazing conversation, you already know what time it is. Tonight's bourbon is Rebel Bourbon, a bold, weeded bourbon known for doing things its own way. Rebel has a rich history rooted in tradition, but built on breaking the mold. It delivers a smooth, full-bodied profile with notes of vanilla, honey, caramel, and a touch of spice, making it both approachable and powerful at the same time. It's the kind of bourbon that stands out just like tonight's conversation. So let's pour. Cheers to everyone that is watching, and let's taste together. It is a good bourbon, but a little bit stronger, not as smooth as I would prefer it, but it does pair well with tonight's cigar. So we will continue on from there. And for the cigar, because it would not be smoking ice without the cigar, we'll be pairing this with the Black Onyx from the Black Stogie Company. Started right here in North Carolina. They are a very great cigar company, and they are growing so much. This profile right here is very medium. The pull is nice. It's not harsh. It's not peppery at all. And I love it. So we're going to go ahead and start this one if I can find my torch. And I will say I cheated just a little bit because I had this before I presented it on the show. And I loved it. And that's why I'm doing it now. And I want to bring it to everyone. So this, again, is the Black Onyx, Black Stogie Company. And they started right out of North Carolina. Very good, very mild smoke. So if you are new to cigar smoking, if you are a aficionado of cigar smoking, it's something that you'll appreciate, and it's something that's great for the ladies. There are a lot of women out there that enjoy a nice cigar, and this one is one that you want to enjoy. So as always, Smoking Ice continues next. Hi, I'm Kelly Allen. Join me each weekday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for Midday Energy Rush on Positive365.net. I'll bring you all your favorite music from every genre and every decade, plus comedy and positive thoughts all in one place. Go to Positive365.net and you won't be disappointed. That's Positive365.net. We're positively different.
Positively different. Positive 365.
How did working with, as a songwriter, working with artists like Keith Sweat and others, how did that expand your creative perspective?
Well, it was awesome. And it started with, it's crazy. Everything kind of, you might as well say, started with Teddy. Him developing me on and teaching me how to write for singers who don't sing like me. Like, even if it's a female, to create the record. When you're creating, I've talked about that to my writers here, that if you're writing a song for, it's almost, you have to be a mannequin. Meaning, when the woman walks by the store, when she sees that dress on that mannequin, she should say, "Ooh, I could wear that."
Mm-hmm.
Not, "Ooh, that's whack," but it's actually dope, but it's whack because it look crazy on that mannequin. I don't know about that. But if Keith Sweat can say, yeah, baby, I can do that. Yeah, that sound like me. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
that's one thing that I learned in the industry, working with these artists. I remember one time Keith might be getting mad at me saying this, but I remember one time I was working with Keith, recording. We had just did a show. I was doing a show with him, doing some background, helping out, no background. And I came to his studio. He's like, "Man, I need to record this TV show or something." And he was recording, and he was doing a different type of texture voice. And he said, "What you think he sound?" I said, "Well, it don't sound like Keith." I said, they came at you to do, and they asked you to do a Keith Sweat. They wanted Keith Sweat feature.
Right.
Don't give them anything less but Keith Sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, give them that. Give them that, bro.
Right. Because that's what
Peeking out.
in every
This
song.
industry is peeking out or whatever. Get
Right.
Keith Sweat. Give them Keith Sweat.
That's what made you who you are. So why not?
Come on. Right.
If it works, don't change it.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. So what separates a good performer from a great one, in your opinion?
So, me personally, this is to say, I just, before we got on this, I just sent an artist from Miami that I work with. She flew down here last week, and I told her that, shout out to Ciante, I told her that what separates greatness and just good is the passion that they put behind it. I used to tell my oldest daughter, Ayla, that I should be able to close my eyes and imagine the energy, the facial, and the body language that you're giving in the booth. Mm-hmm. There's no way Beyonce's son Halo with her arms down. She was probably like, Halo, like she's giving it. There's a song, of course, Blackstreet Joy.
Yeah.
That there was a time, I don't know if it happened several times, but I remember one particular time that I sung that song, and it's just me and the piano, and I do this run, this climb, then I hit the highest note that I can possibly hit in my whole freaking range. And by the time I spin or whatever hit the ground, I was actually crying. I don't know if the crowd thought I was sweating, but I literally was crying. And when we talk about great performers,
right,
from the James Brown, who gave everything he had,
right,
Michael Jackson, everything, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes a great performer.
And even you telling that, I felt it. Like in me, I'm going, but I want to see it.
And that's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So I tell people, so when the artists are I told you, this is what I do in artist development. I really, really push.
Sometimes it's scary to take yourself to that emotional point because you're now becoming vulnerable. And being vulnerable, everybody can read everything about you. Everybody sees everything about you. And so that vulnerability right there, it's hard to harness that, or to say I'm okay with being vulnerable because right now I feel this way, and I do that. But being vulnerable is what is going to sell those records. Being vulnerable is going to make people feel the same way you feel. But it's hard to understand that, especially if you're a new artist, because you're saying, I don't want to embarrass myself. I want to keep myself comfortable. There you go. In that box.
So then now you're performing for you.
Exactly.
You're not performing for them.
But you know what happens?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's why I tell, there's people who say, oh, don't wear shades. Well, I say, well, wear shades if it means, because I actually like looking at the artist's eyes. I actually like looking at the face. It's because at the end of the day, I don't feed off their emotion, but I'm trying to give them an emotion. And if there was a time, shout out to Fly Tie out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. He called me to fill in for Elder Barge years ago. And Tyrese was coming on, and I started singing. I came out, my first song was No Diggity or Don't Leave, one of them, whatever. I sung real high note and whatever. And I had never been booed in my life, ever. And some dude wanted to act stupid or whatever. I don't know. Maybe his girl liked me back in the day or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea why he started booing. So I jumped off stage and I sat beside him and started singing. He had his head turned laughing, and everybody started cracking up laughing and cheering, whatever. So I run into the edge of the stage. The front of the stage. And I wound up saying whose birthday is, and all the girls came up or whatever. So I always talk about that when it happens. Like, you control the crowd. If you're that professional, you control the crowd and change the narrative.
Right.
But that comes from you knowing who you are. Because if someone else was insecure, they would have folded and walked off or whatever, or they would have tried to finish, but it wouldn't have given the same effect because you know who you are. Right. But you know who you are. and you were already set up from 10 years old to be who you are, then it was just this thing that was in you to say, I'm gonna fix this, and everybody's gonna make you gonna look stupid for doing what you did, because now everybody's gonna be on mine. So I get that, and listen, I love that, because I love, and I try and tell anyone who I talk to, anyone who wants my 2 cents, if it matters, you control anything that happens in your life. Whether it's joy, sadness, rebuilding, failure, you control it. So if you control it, then you know where you're going. Don't allow anyone else from the outside to be able to tell you what you are supposed to be doing. Only you know. And whether it's family, friends, and it's always.
What God has for me is for me.
It is for me.
And I say this, God has given us all the power to change the atmosphere around us. He's actually given us that power.
Right.
But that's only if you know who you exactly are. That's only if you know who you are.
And you have to know, and you have to be confident. And some people are not, and they have to do that. But look, we gonna move on, because I can continue on and I keep you for hours. Now, as the lead vocalist of Guy 2.0, you're carrying forward a legendary sound. What does that responsibility mean to you?
Well, let me say one of the lead singers.
One of the lead singers. Okay.
Yeah, because all of us are amazing. You got Ray Lavender, that dude, man. Listen, shout out to Ray Lavender. He actually was signed to Convict Music with Akon. He had a record called My Girl's Got a Girlfriend. He actually was there when I auditioned to, when I basically made it in Blackstreet in 2004. Mm-hmm. You got LJ, who was the lead singer of Profile. Liar, a cheater, deceiver, I break and I don't look, I want it all. So that's him. He's amazing. Then you got the newcomer. He's the oldest one in the group, but the newcomer, Howard Howe. This dude, he sounds like a mixture of Aaron Hall and Charlie Wilson. And yes. Did
you hear that?
Yeah, so if you go on my page, a couple down there, Teddy posted it, and he collaborated with me. But we were in Japan, I think, was it September or October? And that dude smashed it. It was like I think it was his second show. It's like his second show. Oh man, second show on a big platform. Like, he actually performs every weekend at his club in Ohio. But yeah, bro, Howard is something different. He's something different. So the whole great, and then you got Teddy Riley. Like, at the end of the day, and I just asked Teddy. I told him early, about 2 hours before we talked. I said, "What you want me to say about Guy 2.0?" He said, "Tell him, you know how to say it." He said, "Tell him it's coming soon. We work on a new project, and it's nothing to compete with Blackstreet or Guy. It's a whole different project with a Blackstreet and Guy feel, because it's Teddy. It's Teddy Riley." Yeah.
And he's so amazing, but you all are amazing as well. And so what that does is it takes it to another level, like you said. It was his mission to do, but to bring us some more great music. Like, and this is not just music that's going to sit right here. This is music just like the rest of it from back in the day. It's going to continue on past us, and that it's legendary sound. You guys create legendary sounds that do not dissipate. They're not fad music. It's nothing. And that's what I love. I don't like fad music. It's okay. It's cool for right now. But I want something that if 10 years from now, I turn on or put on my playlist, because now we all got playlists. I want that song in it, because I know it's still going to ring the same way that it did when I first heard it. And that's so important to me, is having something that it lasts over and over and over again. It doesn't go anywhere. I educate my kids. My kids know music. They listen to Donny Hathaway and everything else. And they're 26 and 19. but they know it because it was music that lasts. And that's what you guys are doing, is music that lasts. So I love that. I love that.
Make it last forever.
Right. Since we were talking about Keith Sweat earlier, right? So how do you balance honoring the past while bringing something new into the culture, since we're talking about it?
Being authentic and staying true to the culture. And what I mean by culture is the culture of music is being like real music. It's not just AI. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Right.
But what I mean by true to music is true to the talent, not just the brain. I think AI is a brain.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just have a brain and don't have the talent, that's just like, there's some producers who are awesome. There's some producers who can tell you, hey, give me a guitar. Hey, give me a vocalist. Hey, but they can't play anything. They can't sing anything. That's still an executive producer. I get that. But being true to the old and bringing the new is making sure you're authentic and still being true to the game of talent.
Right.
Like real talent. That's why the Kehlani, like to me, she is super dope. I love her sound. I love her songs. I think she's dope. Chris Brown, like, and you can hear his growth. You go back. I remember, it's crazy, when Mark and Eric and Blackstreet had told me that when I first got in the group, it was me, Teddy, Mark, and Eric, and they were like, "Oh man, he's so pitchy, man. This and that." And I was like, "Nah, dude, that dude is the next dude. I'm telling you." Yeah, I mean, he can dance and all. No, bro, that dude. Do you hear that dude? I said, wait till he get all the way in the industry. And of course, he is what he is.
He is what he is.
He is what he is. So,
so you've built Starglow Music and EQ Studios. What inspired you to create your own platform?
Shoot. I have a few prospects for some artists that I'm bringing under my wing. And I always tell artists that, you know, I had a couple of artists back in the day when I first got in Blackstreet, and with some business partners and all that, I spent some real heavyweight money on some artists that didn't really take it serious. So now I definitely want some artists on my wings. I definitely want some producers and writers under my wings, which I do have kind of scattered or whatever. And we're kind of dibbling dabbling, not really a severe or a real commitment. But the artists that I kind of have my eye and ear on, they don't even really know. I'm watching them invest in their career, invest in their photo shoots, invest in their songs, records. And they don't have to buy them from me or buy studio time from me or whatever from me. I just need to see you invest in yourself. Put the work in and be that difference than just the average nice voice, sexy girl or dope looking dude. Like, it's like, what's different about you? There's 20 people in your neighborhood that you don't even know is doing the same thing that you're doing because of AI or their own little studio, whatever. So what makes you different? What cuts you in the different spot?
So is that why you did turn the music on to give
turn
real
my mic
artists?
on.
Turn my mic on. Sorry. Yes.
But yeah, that's why I wanted to create an opportunity for artists to display their gifts and their talents, whether they have records already recorded, and some of them don't, you know, and they just need a spark, some people to say, oh my gosh, they clapped for me. Maybe I need to start working on my music.
Right,
I had an artist today who texted me who was from Turn My Mic On. She said, I got circumstances that happened to me, but I wanted to invest. Do you take payment plans? I said, let's work something out. I said,
Wow.
I respect the fact that you're willing to invest in you. That means a lot to me for you. I said, just understand your drive drives me for you. She was
Nice.
like, oh, wow. I said, yeah. She said, I want to see you make it. I said, there's a
So-
lot of people in my corner that literally wanted to see me make it. Reading
Yeah.
Teddy's book, man, the whole neighborhood wanted him to make it.
right. And there's one facet that really it's true to my heart, because I dealt a lot with my daughter and anxiety, which is, mental wellness. We want to, but her anxiety was not just, oh, you're anxious. No, she has severe anxiety. So there was a lot that we had to do, and I was going through everything else. And you're involved in youth mental wellness initiatives. So how important is it for artists to use their platform for impact? Because there's so many people that are going through it.
So I talk about purpose all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I say my gift is not my purpose. My gift is a tool for my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And the tool, the purpose is for God's love. And I told you in the beginning, it came from the church and all that. So it's always going to come out, just not understand. So our purpose is to really to love and to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see someone struggling, music definitely was my out. It was my out for school. Put it this way, I got in trouble in math class because I didn't study for the test.
Mm-hmm.
So I got mad at him because he embarrassed me. So I wrote a song and put it on his desk and walked. But yeah, music was my out.
Right.
Music was my out. It was my everything. But music is so powerful that if those who do music, especially with AI, I hate to say it, but with AI, anybody can create something and pour themselves out on a song or whatever. Mental healthness, wellness is very, very vital in this world right now, from financial statuses and struggles, from peer pressure. And you and I didn't have freaking bullying, cyberbullying, online bullying.
No.
We didn't have that.
No, we
It's
did
whole-
not.
Do you know what that is right now?
It
Instead of
is
stopping the fight, your friend is filming the fight.
because it gets viewership, and that is horrible.
Crazy.
It's
And now the
horrible.
person is killing themselves because the whole world knows that you got beat up. And you were the most popular person at first, but now you got beat
Right.
up by this little kid.
Right. And not even beat up, but sometimes just beat up mentally. Sometimes the mental beat up is worse than the physical. I think some people would rather you beat me up physically than to beat me up mentally, because that changes my whole psyche, and it's so horrible. Oh gosh, yeah. Well, looking at the journey and looking back on your journey from church to global stages, what moment stands out as defining for you?
Wow. So I guess this was it. I don't think I've ever talked about this on the so you guys get exclusive.
I love exclusive.
Pastor Donald the Great, which is his son is Donald Great Jr., aka Devontae from Jodeci. I was the birthday singer, the singer who, if I was talking in church, he would literally interrupt his service just to call me to come up there and do a run or whatever. And I had this thing that I was actually really shy and scared of the microphone. So I sung, his favorite song was I Believe I Can Fly by me. He wanted me to sing that song, and it was kind of low for me. Again, this is where, if you pay attention where God has you, where you are right now, God is preparing you for your next level. Because it was kind of low for me. It's like right there. And I got a high voice, man. I don't need to be singing right there. What are you doing? So he had me singing there. So intentionally one day I messed up. I was sick of this song every Sunday. And I would pull the mic from my mouth. So one day he hit and everybody would say, even Teddy sometimes, boy, put the mic to your mouth. Anyway, he did this and he hit my mouth. I mean, he hit the mic and the mic hit my tooth and it hurt. And I was so mad at him. So the next Sunday, I said, never again. I'm going to put that mic right there and I'm going to scream. But I thought I was trying to be funny, but I sung my butt off and the church was on fire. Wow. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. All right. Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's literally the first time I've ever told really that story. But yeah.
So what keeps you motivated now, not just as an artist, but as a mentor and a leader?
Oh, man. I have a lot of artists that look up to me. And I look up to their growth. So I tell them that they inspire me when I see them get to their next level. And they're like, huh? I said, when I see you get to your next level, I'm like, okay, what's my next level? Wait, okay, okay. All right, let me do another song, or let me do another track, or let me da-da-da-da. They're like, really? I said, trust me. I said, if you was at home and hear my wife say, okay, she's like, what are you doing? Listen, I'm looking for that next. I got to do that next thing, whatever. So yeah, just going the next mile and looking for my next level.
Awesome. So what does legacy mean for you then?
Legacy means, my daughter's already been around, and to hear her tell me certain people in different states. Of course, like I said, my daughter Kayla Simone has been on Broadway tours, and to hear her in other states say that, oh yeah, I've heard of your dad. And so that meant a lot to me, you know what I'm saying? Especially coming from situations where you're a baby dad and possible negative stuff might be said about you.
Right.
You didn't know that your daughter really looked at you as your hero. So that's what, to me, legacy means hero to my kids.
Gotcha.
Hero to my kids. Yeah.
All right. So as much as I would love to keep you, I'm gonna start to wrap this thing on up. So what are your next projects, tours, new initiatives? What do you got going on?
Well, we got a cruise that we just signed off for, which is the Guy 2.0 tour with Teddy Riley. Dang, I don't even remember where it was, the date. I think it's June or July. I think we have a show in June, and then the tour, I think that the cruise might be in July, something like that.
Don't play, because I'm gonna be on that cruise.
I'll definitely let you know.
Yes, please. So how can people follow you and stay connected with you with everything that you're building?
Well, definitely follow me on Instagram. That's my kind of go-to. Really don't pay attention to too much. Facebook sometimes, but Instagram at J-S-T-Y-L-Z music. That's J-S-T-Y-L-Z music. On Facebook is J-S-T-Y-L-Z, and then there's a space, Star Globe.
Gotcha.
Of course, I do have the J-S-T-Y-L-Z music on my fan page, but they really don't check that much. Literally, I'll go there and see somebody wanted some studio time or wanted me to produce a record for them 3 months ago. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. I don't even check this page, whatever. But Instagram is literally almost immediately.
So it sounds like you need an assistant.
I get that all the time. I really get that all the time. But yeah. But if they want to reach me, like my old life coach used to say, those who want to will find a way to. So if they want to reach me, like I said, in Instagram, like I check that on the regular. So I do work with, I was the #1 vocal trainer here in Charlotte, North Carolina, 2 years in a row off of Thumbtack from 6 years old on up. So if you guys want to work, my price is not stupid, crazy high. So we can work.
Nice.
I do have payment plans and all that, whatever. So
all right.
that's work.
Well,
I just want. I just
Go
want people
ahead.
to grow and get better. Yeah.
Yes. Get that work, because this is worth it right there. So go on ahead and pay for it if you need it. All your babies 6 and up. So listen, we're gonna do something real quick, and this is new to Smoke and Ice. I decided to do this, but it's called the Smoke and Ice Lightning Round. Quick answers only. So I'm gonna give it to you, and I want to know your first thing that comes off your head. So your favorite artist of all time?
One day from Boys to Men.
Okay. Favorite city to perform in?
Japan. Osaka.
Nice. Studio or live stage?
Live stage.
Okay. One song you never get tired of performing?
Joy.
Uh-huh. I love it. I love it. Dream collaboration?
Taylor Swift. I've been saying that for a while. I have no idea why. I love her voice. I think she's it's not like she's the greatest vocalist, but I just love who she became. I just thought it was really dope.
Nice. Nice. Biggest lesson in the industry that the industry has taught you?
All right, a person told me I never got over on someone that didn't allow me to get over on. That means make sure your business is right, then they won't get over on you.
That part. All right. Advice for the next generation or artists?
Pay attention to the greatest, not just who you like, but the greatest. I'm talking about the longevity people, from the Michael Jackson, from the James Brown, from even the Beyonce. Watch their work ethic. Now, I'm not talking about who's hot right now, because who's hot right now might not be who's hot later. But if you pay attention to the people who are legends and say, wait a minute, I want to be that.
Right.
I want to be that. Then you have to understand the process to get there. That's it.
Got it. All right. And I've got one more, and this is important. One word that defines your journey.
The love for it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, J-Stylz, thank you for sharing your story, your journey, and your purpose with us tonight. Your path is a powerful reminder that success isn't just about talent. It's about mentorship, growth, and giving back. And conversations like this shows us that when you stay committed to your craft and to your purpose, you can build something that impacts us more than just yourself. You can impact generations. To everyone that's watching, listening, thank you for joining us. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, because if you don't, we can't be here, and I love being here with you. So as always, from Smoke and Ice, until next time, I'm Kelly Allen.
And I'm J-Stylz.
Let's spark something real.
Smoke and ice, twice as nice. I'm your vice. Smoke and ice.
We hope you've enjoyed Smoke and Ice with Kelly Allen. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend so they too can be informed and entertained. For more information about the show, go to smokeandice.net.